Welcome back to Crystal Clear! I'm ARTWITHKODA, and with Steven Universe Future, it is evident that the toughest times still lie ahead for our heroes. And unfortunately, it's already shaping up that the character who will harbor the most pain is, of course, Steven himself. With the confirmation that this limited epilogue series will explore Steven's uncontrollable new powers that the Crystal Gems have never seen before, coupled with Steven running out of other people's problems to solve, leaving only his own to face, we should be very afraid. Not just for Steven, but anyone who dares to cross his path. Because it's pretty apparent these uncontrollable new powers provide a very dangerous side effect in Steven, the quote-unquote gem half of his body, as he spirals into fits of rage. Now, considering Steven is a diamond, with an extra layer of protection against most gem tactics, due to his human exterior, if it was desired, I could certainly see him as a weapon of mass destruction. And while I'm not saying we should expect that by any means, we should expect these uncontrollable powers and rage to ultimately push Steven closer and closer to his resolve, as these are circumstances he certainly would want under control. But of course, that can't happen until he's pushed to change. Until he finds himself in a situation where he realizes that if he doesn't fix himself up soon, he'll only cause more collateral damage. On the flip side, Jasper seems as if she'll be a heavy focus of Steven Universe Future. And of course, as a Jasper fanboy, I'm not just saying this because she's in the opening and has a significant spotlight in the sneak peek, but because the creator herself, Rebecca Sugar, used an illustration of Jasper to promote Future's premiere, which I don't believe Sugar would have done unless the role Jasper plays is instrumental to Future. And while it would be meaningful in some capacity to have a villain that can't be reasoned with, while I was on the fence for the last month or so, I'm currently at the point where I can't see Steven Universe Future conclude without Jasper being viewed as an ally of sorts. Now, we've all seen the sneak peek. Jasper and Steven are going to cross paths and likely clash. So for both their respective journeys, what would happen in this duel that would lead to a meaningful change? Because if these two tango and it just ends with Jasper running away without a lesson learned, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be pretty underwhelmed. Especially as it's evident that these uncontrollable powers will be seeping out during said confrontation. But this got me thinking, the Crewniverse knows what we want, they know what we love, and what we love is drama that pulls at the heartstrings. We love to be dragged through the gutter. And because we as an audience have to endure so much pain with Steven, it feels that much sweeter when we hit a resolve. But I don't think the resolve in Future will be one that's earned easily. And I believe lines will have to be crossed. Now, a common wish I've seen since the very beginning of YouTube is that at some point it would be intense, yet in a twisted way, I guess. Weird choice of words here, but satisfying to see a gem get shattered. More so in the sense that the Crewniverse would even go there, that they would trust the audience enough to handle such a situation. But I honestly don't think that would happen. At least, not in the scenario that I'm painting. I do think we could get pretty darn close. So what am I getting at here? A pivotal point for both Jasper and Steven's arcs in Future will be Steven, in his uncontrollable rage with his uncontrollable new powers, fails to watch his own strength, and in the heat of the moment, will crack Jasper's gem. And again, this wouldn't just be done for edge's sake. We know Steven, we know his moral code, and we know that if there's one thing he hates with every fiber of his being, it's hurting someone. Jasper was already a factor in his anxiety attack and mental breakdown in Mindful Education. So just imagine what Steven would do if this time he actually seriously hurt her to the point where if she's not healed, and on Jasper's end, how will she feel as the person trying to murk Steven, repeatedly poking the bear that keeps warning her, hey, please cut it out, I don't want to hurt you, only to finally get a direct severe consequence. Something that wasn't indirectly caused by Steven, like corruption, as it was Jasper's choice to fuse with a corrupted gem. All Steven did was fuse with amethyst. But Jasper views Steven as this sort of monster, this manipulative mastermind who wants to make everything worse, disgracing the image of Homeworld. Jasper, for a majority of Steven Universe up until her corruption, was untouchable. And she has quite the status on Homeworld. Considering she didn't fight for the Crystal Gems, in all of her thousands of years of fighting, of serving the Diamond Authority, she never once cracked. And as far as we know, she could have a very small track record for pooping. So while a part of her may feel validated, yes, Steven Universe, Rose Quartz is a monster, another part of her may feel genuine fear. Oh god, my gem is cracked. If it's not healed, I'm going to shatter and die. And another part of Jasper, the strong presence that resents and hates herself, may feel as if I deserve this. This is how I'm going to go out. I kept provoking Steven Universe, Rose Quartz, whatever she calls him, and now it's finally brought me to an end. But of course, as we all know, once Steven comes to his senses, not only would he immediately sink to a new low in his mental state, I did this. I could have shattered a gem. I just wanted to help someone. He wouldn't hesitate to heal Jasper if his healing abilities haven't already evolved for his teardrops to do the trick. And for Jasper, getting healed, having her life saved by the person she resents the most, after swearing up and down she's only good for fighting, it would blow her mind and finally get through her thick skull that she has value beyond a soldier. After all, she lost a fight, she lost a duel. Why would Steven have any use for her if she's not any good as a soldier? That's where she would be coming from. And that's where Steven would aid her with, well, the truth. And that, even if it's not right away, could be the turning point in Jasper's arc. The event where she finally begins to realize, even if she doesn't want to accept it, that she was wrong about Steven, that she was wrong about everything. And maybe, just maybe, it'll be the beginning of camaraderie. Now, one thing we know about Jasper's presence in Steven Universe Future is that her voice actress, the fabulous Kimberly Brooks, was present for recording sessions at the beginning and end of Future. Whether if Jasper appears consistently throughout this season is yet to be seen. But even if she disappeared for a while after her gem was cracked, it would make her return fighting the good fight in whatever way that much more dramatic, and to me, that much more badass. But what role could she even play in the endgame? Well, again, cracking a gem? That would have horrific effects on Steven's mental state. And for those of you who really enjoy the corrupted Steven theory, you're in luck. Because how this incident would affect Jasper, and how Jasper could be rolled back into the story, all ties into the final antagonist of Steven Universe, Steven himself transforming into this beast. And now that we have this sneak peek to work off of, I feel like I have enough of my own newly formulated opinions and insight to dive into the corrupted Steven theory and how it's actually more feasible than ever. But of course, we're gonna tackle that next time. So as always, these are just my thoughts and I want to hear yours. What do you think? Could Steven crack Jasper's gem? How would you even react? And do you think that could be the catalyst to turning the tides? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, or tweet your thoughts at Roundtable Vids. And for more of my own thoughts, you can find me at ARTWITHKODA. We're also on Instagram. Special thanks to ARTWITHKODA for creating an awesome thumbnail. For more of his wonderful art, you can find him on Tumblr and Instagram at ARTWITHKODA, and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Link down below in the description. Help the Roundtable grow by either becoming a member of this channel or supporting us over at Patreon. Link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please throw a like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. ARTWITHKODA, signing out.